I'm just very grateful for this opportunity, and I'm very appreciative of the Ouimet Scholarship Fund. I was the oldest of 5, and my dad didn't finish 10th grade, and at 13 I got in the golf course and I started caddying, and it was just a way of an escape. And as the years went on, it's all about relationships. It's all about people. And just like you're saying, when I would go out on the course, you're spending time with people that you wouldn't otherwise spend time with. You're learning when you're on the course. I caddied from 13, 14, 15 years old, 16, and I would just go to the course, caddy in the morning, pick up golf balls, clean the carts, and the best part was I did go play golf afterwards. And I don't know if you've been to Hyannisport, but it's heaven on earth. I mean, you can't be in a better place all summer just standing up there. I learned a lot of lessons, and I feel as though it's really about the people, whether it's the members over the years, whether it was the pro shop staff, whether it was the other caddies. I felt as though I had a belonging, a purpose, a passion, and inside I felt as though I also want to give back. And I'll talk about one of the members that I remember who I'm sure you all have someone that mentors you, takes you under their wing, and they hey, will you caddy? And for years, whether it's a tournament or a member guest. I want to call it, his name was Jay Riley. And so, those are the figures that you have in your life. Those are the mentors and the people that make a difference to you. And I remember when I went off to college, he said, "Hey, Tim, you want to buckle down, you want to do well, but don't study on Fridays." So that I was like, okay, so I don't study on Fridays. I want to be just like him. So, and the second year at UMass, I met my girlfriend. I'm like, we don't study on Fridays. And she's like, what? And I'm like, and it's the Riley rule. It's the Riley rule. That girlfriend's now my wife. And, so we still honor the Riley rule, and we don't work on Friday nights. It's time to relax. You need that time to take some time to yourself. After that, I told my son when he went to college too, Riley rule. I brought my other two sons here today, Sean and Nate. I'd always want to be an optometrist, so I geared myself to an optometry school. I went to SUNY. I then came back. I have 6 practices on the South Shore, and really for me it's about and the same thing I tell all my employees and my staff is that there's a circle around you, and when people enter your circle, you want to be able to give them something so that when they leave, they have more than what they entered with, and give them a positive impact. And so all of you too can lift other people and give them some sort of positive feeling. And I guess that's what I'm always trying to do. I ask, there's a lot of people in here that care, and I ask that you don't ask how you can make an impact, but who you can impact. And it's all about the who's. Everyone here, look around and as you get older, who are the who's that you can impact? Because the more people that you impact, the more full your own bucket is. So, and the more positive you're going to feel. And it gives you like a superpower. It gives you energy to be able to go off and do other things. So I really appreciate the fund. I had to bring this. Yeah. Well, I always had on my bucket list that I wanted to run the Boston Marathon, and it took me like 5 marathons to finally qualify, and then COVID hits, and I'm like, well, there goes that chance. That's gone, because I wasn't going to try to qualify again. And then I really appreciate the fund giving me a second chance. Like, it really made a difference, and it was a very personal and very memorable experience, and I won't forget it. So, yeah, you guys do a great job, so thank you.